a song by Paul Beckman, Paul Rainbow song, Reliving When the Tsunami Hit, Powerful Images. That's the title for this song. Using the guitar chords C, E minor 7, and F minor 7. This song is going to be created March 13th, 2011. Reliving the moment the tsunami came, reliving the moment the earthquake happened, reliving that moment through video and film. Reporters, people have taken pictures and video of it all as it happened now. Reliving the tsunami that happened after the 8.9 earthquake that devastated Japan in 2011. It certainly wasn't heaven, no, a bit of hell by the artist herself, Mother Nature. Oh, well, we're gonna relive it after this break is over. I'm singing a song on top of the place where advertisers would be. I'm filling in, singing a song about Japan's earthquake, 8.9 on the Richter scale, and resultant tsunami. Here we go now, here we go.
Groups retook that town, but opposition leaders tell CNN their forces left, calling it a tactical retreat.
A little bit on the Libyan
Who
front.
controls Al-Brega is significant in Libya's evolving civil war. It means they have their hands on the on and off switch for electricity in the region. Here's Ben Wiedemann.
Data will be coming up shortly.
The Libyan government continues its advance. The latest is that they've taken over the strategic town of Al-Brega, which is about 2 hours drive west of Benghazi. Now, Brega is very important because it's the site of a very large oil refinery and natural gas processing plant. In fact, the natural gas from Al-Brega is what fuels the power plants for Benghazi itself. Who controls that power plant can turn off the electricity in what is, in effect, the capital of the revolution in Libya. Now, at this point, it would appear that the government forces control Ras Lanuf and Brega, two very important cities. And there's not much to stop the government forces getting to Benghazi, where I am. It's about a 2 hours drive on a largely undefended highway. What we've seen so far is, despite their spirit and determination, the anti-Gaddafi forces continue to be unorganized and essentially completely outgunned, unable to stop this advance by forces loyal to Muammar Gaddafi. I'm Ben Wiedemann, CNN, reporting from Benghazi.
In many cases in northeast Japan, people had only 30 minutes or less to make it to higher ground after the tsunami alerts went off. Here are some of the first images from some of those first moments.
Okay.港の境を越えて水が今、入り込んできています。
stories right now. Japanese officials say it's possible a minor meltdown was already happening at a nuclear plant in northeast Japan. Monitors detected what may have been the melting of a fuel rod at the plant, but they say there's no sign of dangerous radiation levels in the area. And in just a few minutes, we'll talk with an expert on nuclear plants. And in the wake of last week's earthquake and tsunami, 1.3 million Japanese households are still without power today. Japan's prime minister says that to prevent a massive power outage, the Japanese people will have to endure rolling blackouts.
We could fall into power outage in a wide area, and sudden power failure could devastate the lives of people as well as to the industrial activities, and this is something that we must avoid.
In Bahrain, more violent anti-government protests. Police fired tear gas at one of several demonstrations in the kingdom's capital. In another protest, several people were hurt at Bahrain University when supporters of the royal family faced off with student protesters. Bahrain's government denies that any unjustified force was used against the protesters. And back in this country, the National Transportation Safety Board today visited the scene of a deadly bus crash in New York. The tour bus was on its way back from a casino trip in Connecticut when it lost control yesterday and slammed into a thick pole. The pole sliced the bus nearly in half, killing 14 people. And no let up yet in the flooding problems in northern New Jersey. Days of heavy rain have soaked the state. About 2,000 homes have been evacuated, and storm-weary evacuees in temporary shelters say they want to go home. But power